All right, so this is a form that I had my students complete. You can see right away how many completions there were. There's 38 because I allowed them to retake. So I had several students retake it. So when you are doing the quiz, you went into your settings and you turned it on to make it a quiz, right? And we've got it set to immediately release after they complete it, default points, everything is on. And then you go back to your questions. Okay. And this is where you are creating that, the answer key and that feedback that I have required in your checklist. All right. So when you click on your question, um, down at the bottom, it will say answer key. I'm trying to figure out why. There it is. So it'll say answer key. All right. So you click answer key, you choose the correct answer, and then you give it the points unless you did default points. And then this is where you can add feedback. So you click on answer feedback. Notice here it says incorrect answers, correct answers. So for all the correct answers, you might want to say something like, "Yay, you got it right. Fantastic. Good job." You don't have to say anything, right? You can just leave it blank. For incorrect answers, you could maybe give them a tip. Remember when we talked about blah 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 blah, just to give them a tip to go, "Oh, yeah, now I remember," so that when they go back and retake it, they've gotten some feedback from you, right? Or you can come in if you let me cancel that for a second. If you went into the settings and you said later after manual review, then you could come in here and you could provide answer feedback for every student, and that's a lot of work. You may not want to do that, so you may want a blanket statement here, like I said. So incorrect answers are a blanket statement just guiding them as to what the correct answer was. You've also got two options here. So let's say you gave them a form, and for the feedback for the incorrect answers, you want them to do a little more work. So you want to give them a website link where they can go and read again or do some more research on that topic or watch a video on that topic or that specific question. You can add those here. You can add a link. So you can add the what you're linking to, the actual link here, and then what you want it to say. So you might want it to say, click here for more information, right? Then you can add another link. Sorry, I couldn't because I don't have one linked here, but you can add more than one link. You can add a video. So you come in, click your YouTube, type it in, paste it, whatever. Or if you have a video that you have saved or you know the URL to, you can put that in there. And so you can send them to outside sources to give them help. So they missed it. They missed it for a reason. Give them some help to figure out, do they need to reread, watch some videos, figure out what it is, why they got it wrong. All right. And then you click save. And so then when your students get that question wrong, when they get their copy of the form, their form will show up in their email. And when they get their copy, they'll see this question. What does the subject tell you? They'll know they got it wrong. They chose that answer and it says it's wrong. And then they'll see your feedback. Click here to go read more, watch this video, or whatever your statement was. So that's a really nice feature. And that is one of the requirements of one of your quizzes. You have to provide some kind of feedback. I don't care what you want to do, but I want to see that you can do it. So you can come in here and give a blanket statement for incorrect answers or a blanket statement for correct answers. You can add this feedback individually for each of your questions, adding links or videos to that specific topic. Doesn't matter to me. I just want to see that you can do it. Okay. And don't forget to click save. Um, let's see. So that is descriptive feedback. All right. So I said that I would show you what it looks like when you get the data. So you've got your questions here, responses. When you go to responses, this is what you get. You've got a summary here. So this is kind of nice. You can see um, basically how your students scored, right? And so if you see that, you can see nice on the bar graph, but also when you hover, it kind of shows you how your students performed, right? So then you can see individual, right? Which I don't ever look at, but you can see individually how they scored and when they took it. You can see another bar graph here with their specific names and how well they did, and then you can get each question. This is good data because if you have a question and more than 50% of your class missed it, there's something wrong with that question. All right. So you want to ask yourself, is it worded funny? Did I not teach it well enough? Are they not getting it? Why are they not getting it? And you might want to change that question. All right. So that's kind of nice seeing that data um, as to how many students missed each question. So, see, I would immediately look at this one, and it's only 10, but 10 is a lot. 10 kids right here, and 6 picked this one. So, 16 of my kids got this one wrong, right? So, I want to look at that question and figure out why did they get this one wrong. Okay. This one again, 12. Um, and so, this is really nice data that you can look at. Then you've got question right here. So, you can go by let's see. I don't know why that's looking like that. Those are saying that they have ungraded responses. I'd have to look at this form. I think that this form, oh, here we go. So that was their name. That's why. Then you can click here to go to each question. So I want to go to question 2, and I want to see how everybody answered question number 2, right? And you can scroll through those. You can actually do it right here with the arrow and go through each of the questions and see how everyone responded. Again, that's in your summary data, but you can do it by question right here as well. Then individual, this is the part that I use the most because this will give me each individual student's quiz. So I can see how every individual student scored. And then I can click the arrow here to go to the next student, or I can click here. So I want to look at a certain student and I go, oh, there they are. And so I can bring up that specific student. Okay. Another thing, if you are manually assessing any of the questions, you'll have this release score button right here. So when you click on release score, you can send them an email with their quiz. So you can click plus and send it to all of them. Or if it was someone who was making up a quiz, so the last one is down here, you just made this up and retook it. So I only want to send it to you, send emails and release. And so that will send them an email with their quiz so they can see the answers that they got wrong and what their score was. Okay. So I'm thinking that is everything. I know it is a lot, but play around with it. Create some quizzes, take them yourself, right? And see what that data looks like when you take the quiz yourself. Go in and look at the questions, look at the summary, see what this data looks like, and play around with it. All right. So make sure you're looking at the checklist for the requirements. I've gone over the different colors and images for your background. I've gone over how to create your Google Sheet. Remember, it's right there under responses. And I've gone over how to turn it into a quiz and give that descriptive feedback. All right. So if you have questions, let me know. And you only have a week for this assignment. So make sure you don't procrastinate and you get it done. Don't forget you are sharing with me. So I think I said the blue share button, but what you can do is come up here to send, and you can enter my email here, ncdpoor@gmail.com, and then say send, and it will send me your form. You might want to put in the message, like right here. This is a automated, right? But you can come in here and change this message. Just put your name, because I'm not going to know who this form belongs to unless you let me know. So when you send it to me, put your name down here in the message. Okay. You can also, this is a nice feature. So if you're emailing this to people, you can include the form in the email, and then they can complete it right there in their email. So that's a nice feature. But you can also come here and get a link. So if you're linking your form somewhere, that's where you can get the link. You can just say copy right there. All right. I think that covers everything. But again, if you have questions, if you're confused, if you need help, just let me know and I'll be glad to help you.